So now we are looking at the while loop. So the second commonly used iteration, so this is all like a refresher from all the various programming that you have done, just that the syntax that you are using here is slightly different. It's easy actually. So while loop is iteratively executes a certain piece of code until one condition or multiple conditions are met. So this is the syntax. So for the while loop, the syntax is you define the while, and then in the bracket you need to define what is the condition. So this is the syntax. So what you have to take note is the syntax. So let's say if we want to add natural numbers from 1 to 10, we may use a while loop as follows. Excuse me. So you can write a program to add natural numbers. Add natural number provided by the user. So that means we need to have an input. So let's define n, and we're going to define the type as integer, and we're going to use the input library, and inside this input we are going to write the text enter an integer. So this is the text. So it will prompt enter an integer, and whatever you type will be captured as an input as a integer data type. So this is 1. Then what we can actually do is we can initialize sum to 0 and a variable k as a counter. Wait, you all know what the natural numbers are, right? No? Okay. So what this program is supposed to do is when a user provides a particular integer, it will add up all the numbers up to that integer point. So natural number means all the numbers lah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 natural numbers. So when the user adds enters a value, for example 10, then it will add up all the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 until 10. So that's what this program is supposed to do. So that's why we are having integer of sum. We're going to use that to hold the value of all the numbers, all the natural numbers added up to the point of the integer given by the user, and we will have a variable k which we will keep as a counter, because now we are using the while loop, right? So while loop is not like for loop, and in this case we are not iterating through a list. So therefore here we need to have a variable k to keep track of the counter. So let's initialize the variable sum into 0, and k is our counter. I can set it as 1. So the logic is, of course, we set the conditional while while k is less or equal to which variable is holding? Okay, k is the loop counter. Remember earlier when we did the for loop, we have the loop variable and also we had the input variables, right? Now when we actually doing the while loop, we need to set the condition. So whenever you're setting a loop condition, you need to have the loop counter and you need to have the loop limit, so that the counter will keep track of how many loops that is ongoing, and then you have the loop limit, which it will always compare and see has it fulfilled that or not. As long as it's less than the loop limit, it will keep on looping. Once it reaches that point, then it will go out of the loop. So which variable do you think that we want to loop? Sorry, n. Yes, n. While n, and this is, so this is a simple addition one. So sum plus sum, because we are adding all the natural numbers, right? So sum is 0. So let's say if you enter 10, so you want to keep on adding, right? So sum plus sum by k. Then we increase either you can do like this, k plus 1, or do you remember another way of doing this? Yes. Or you can do plus equal 1. So this is will update the counter. So we can actually print out the sum of first n natural number is sum. This logic you all understand, right? Any question on this logic? It's just going to keep on adding up the numbers. So it's like 0 plus 1, then it will be 1 plus the next number is 2, that you keep as a sum, then you plus the next number which is 3, sum, then you're going to plus the next number which is 4, and sum. So the sum variable keeps the addition of all this, and the k is actually the loop counter. When you keep on adding 1, it becomes the next digit for you to actually add to the sum, right? Because the k starts with 1. So if you starting the sum is 0, so 0 plus 1, you sum it up, you get 1. What is the next number after 1? It's 2, which is the same as the counter when you plus 1, right? 2. So that's why we are taking the sum plus k. So then we only want to print the sum of the first. So here, when we actually printing this is string, and when you use comma, you can also display the variable value, and then continues another string is then this variable value. So if you print this, so enter any integer. So let's say if I put 20, so the sum of first 20 natural number is 210. Anyway, the whole example here is this one, to show that while loop you can actually use certain condition. So don't worry too much about this is simple logic on adding the natural numbers, but how the thing is you want to use is this one, the while, how you want to actually manipulate the while loop. So this one, the print statement is only printing after the while loop is done. The print is not indented for the while. It is actually after it finishes executing the while, it goes out, then it actually prints. So that's why you are getting the total value. Is that okay? Okay, this is a different value.